the place is a small town that has been blocked off, so the only way in and out of Lollyville was through a train that went through a tunnel, and the tunnel has collapsed, and so no one is coming in and no one is coming out, and it's a town full of women, and it is slowly dehydrating.
So it's this town full of women, so the only way they have children was because traveling salesmen used to come through on this train, and they would come through and they would have affairs with the women, and then they would, and then they would leave, and then the women would have children, who were always female.
Well, from what we can see, it's sometimes bright outside. Our mother works at the irregular sweater factory.
She works nights, so she comes home during the day.
It's a dangerous world out there. Children cannot go run around free, or they will get eaten by giant weasels in the horrible darkness.
It's very Pleasantville. Everything makes sense. Everything happens for a reason. It's well planned, and everyone has their purpose, and everyone gets along, at least on the surface.
Seems kind of like a socialist utopia. Like, people have very short work days. And it seems like they kind of do the jobs they want to do, sort of, except maybe not always.
It's very, a little, I don't know if disillusioned is the right word, but this thing has happened where they're cut off from the rest of the world, and they're trying to go on as if nothing's happened, so trying to, kind of shoving aside the real problem. I think that's the state that the town's in.
Lollyville, the town, in my mind, has still been this like French surrealist kind of absurdist place that's filled with lots of women, so of course I'd feel very at home there. Yeah, it's really bizarre, and everything I feel like is felt 10 times more than it would be anyplace else.
I'm hoping atmosphere, that it's going to create a very specific kind of atmosphere for them, and they'll feel almost kind of a sense of magical realism going on, and that they'll kind of feel kind of transported, that it's going to be as opposed to watching a stage with things happening on it, they'll be more like an environment that's created that they're actually sitting in.
Lollyville is a story that I've never really seen before. First of all, the idea of this sort of semi-utopian or dystopian society with just women is a very intriguing idea.
I like Lollyville because you have these characters that you think you have them figured out, and then there's a very dark undercurrent, and I like that. It's a little bit of a black comedy.
Okay.
And so it's fun to find those moments that are just like way off or creepy.